Hello, this is the Captain Paxo, welcoming you to my Lieutenant Lech Krill boss guide for Warframe. I'm going to go over some equipment choices beforehand because I feel like this is just going to make the biggest difference in your fight with this boss. So for your primary weapon, I recommend anything that is ammo efficient. So any semi-automatic weapon, could be a bow, could be like a latron. That's going to really help you. Ammo efficiency is gonna be really important in this boss fight. I would highly recommend a shotgun like the Strun. And if you don't have it, you can buy the MK1 Strun for 15,000 credits. And honestly, if you don't have it, I recommend you do so. And you might be wondering, like, well, I'm not gonna have enough damage from it, am I? Because it's gonna be unmodded. That's fine. You don't need it to be modded. All you need is a shotgun if you're really struggling with this boss. And as for a secondary, if you're using a weapon like you've just bought the MK1 Strun and it's got no mods in it, you need to have a backup secondary that can do damage. But that's what I recommend for this boss. So let's get into the how to actually fight it. So right at the beginning, this guy is invulnerable to all damage. You notice he has a grey health bar with a shield on it. What you have to do is you have to hit his backpack. You have to shoot the little glowy bit in his back, and that can be kind of tricky to do, hence why I'm recommending a shotgun. Once you hit that though, a pipe will disconnect off his backpack. You can see it's kind of flailing around with a load of smoke coming out of it. Once you've popped his backpack, you have to wait for him to do an ice attack, so where he shoots his like freeze blast at you, or he does the ice wave attack. Then he gets frozen like so, and he is vulnerable to damage for a few seconds. That's when you get your damage in, and then he'll become invulnerable once more, and you'll have to rinse and repeat this process 4 times. On this tile set where it's just Lech Krill, I highly recommend using this dome, this ball, whatever you want to call it, as cover, because it will prevent you from being shot by his Gorgon, and it puts you in range to incentivize him to do his ice wave. If you're too close to him, he'll just keep trying to melee you, and he won't ever freeze. If you're too far away from him, I find that he never does his ice wave. You need to be in medium range to try and bait it out. So that's what we're doing. This is perfect range. It's giving us some cover. You can try and hit the backpack with punch through. It sometimes works, but I wouldn't recommend trying it normally. If you find that you're hitting the backpack, like you're looking at it, you're shooting it with a hit scan weapon, but it's not popping the backpack, then it's probably because you're not host and it's lagging a little bit. Like, that is genuinely a big concern when it comes to this boss. If you're off host, then you can have a really hard time actually hitting the backpack. But this guy's frozen a couple of times. We've hit him with the shotgun just to try and get the precision hit. You know, the more pellets down range, the better, but we're also being ammo efficient because it's semi-automatic. And then we're swapping to the secondary to do the damage. And it's working out pretty well so far. So soon, once all the pipes have been popped off of him and we've done the damage necessary, he is going to set himself alight, and then he'll be perfectly vulnerable to damage. He'll go a lot more offensive with his mace and throwing a load of fire around, but it's really easy to avoid, and at that point you've won the fight. You know, this fight is pretty much just an endurance test. There we go. We've got the fire. We've popped all the backpacks off. We can kill him right here, easy peasy, right? But just for the sake of like showing off what he does do a fire wave attack. He will throw his hammer. He gets very aggressive, but at this point you've won. It's an endurance test until you get to this point. The Grenier off on the sides, they will be annoying. If the door of the room locks, then they won't keep spawning in, but that's very unlikely to happen. They'll probably just keep shooting you. But anyway, that has been my Lieutenant Lech Krill boss guide for Warframe. I really hope that this has helped, because there are so many people who just don't understand how to fight this boss, and it's not their fault. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.